Once upon a time, in the vast and enchanting realm of Middle-earth, a great and perilous journey continued. The Fellowship of the Ring, once united in purpose, had now been scattered across the land. Their mission was to destroy the One Ring, a powerful artifact that could bring ruin to all of Middle-earth if it fell into the hands of the Dark Lord Sauron. Far to the east, two small figures made their way through the treacherous lands, their hearts heavy with the burden of the ring. Frodo Baggins, the ring-bearer, and his loyal friend Samwise Gamgee were on a secret mission to reach the fiery depths of Mount Doom, the only place where the ring could be destroyed. But their journey was fraught with danger, and the ring's power weighed heavily on Frodo. One night, as they camped beneath a starlit sky, a strange creature appeared, slinking through the shadows. It was Gollum, a twisted being who had once possessed the ring and now sought to reclaim it. Though Sam distrusted him, Frodo, seeing the torment in Gollum's eyes, showed him pity. Gollum agreed to guide them to Mordor, the land of shadows, but his true intentions remained a mystery. Gollum led them through the Dead Marshes, a haunted and eerie place where ghostly lights flickered above the waters. Frodo and Sam saw the faces of the dead beneath the surface, victims of ancient battles. With Gollum's help, they avoided the marsh's deadly traps, but the journey only grew more dangerous. Meanwhile, in the west, three brave warriors, Aragorn, the ranger with royal blood, Legolas, the swift and deadly elf, and Gimli, the stout-hearted dwarf, were in pursuit of a band of orcs who had captured their friends Merry and Pippin. Their chase led them to the kingdom of Rohan, a land of rolling green hills and proud horsemen. Rohan was in turmoil. Its king, Theoden, had fallen under the spell of Saruman, a once-wise wizard who had turned to evil. Saruman's armies threatened to destroy Rohan, and the people were in despair. But hope returned when Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli arrived, bringing word of the danger and rallying the forces of Rohan. Merry and Pippin, meanwhile, had managed to escape their captors and had found themselves in the company of Treebeard, the oldest of the Ents' ancient, tree-like beings who guarded the forests. The Ents were slow to anger, but Saruman's destruction of their beloved woods roused them to action. Treebeard led an Ent army to Isengard, Saruman's fortress, to seek vengeance. As Saruman's forces marched upon Rohan, King Theoden led his people to the fortress of Helmsdeep, a stronghold that had never been breached. There a great battle took place under the cover of night. Saruman's orc army was vast and relentless, and the defenders of Helmsdeep were few. The rain poured down in sheets, and the sounds of battle echoed off the stone walls. But in the darkest hour, when all seemed lost, a trumpet sounded in the distance. Gandalf the White, the wise and powerful wizard who had returned from death, arrived at the head of a great army, riding with Yomer, the nephew of King Theoden. With a thunderous charge, they broke through the enemy ranks, turning the tide of the battle. Helmsdeep was saved, and the forces of Rohan had won a great victory. As the warriors celebrated their victory, Merry and Pippin watched from a distance as the Ents unleashed their fury upon Isengard. The trees themselves seemed to come alive, tearing down the walls and flooding the land. Saruman, who had once believed himself invincible, was now trapped in his tower, powerless against the wrath of nature. The Ents had won, and the power of Isengard was broken. But even as the light of hope began to shine once more, the darkness of Mordor grew ever closer. Frodo and Sam, guided by the treacherous Gollum, approached the borders of that dark land. The journey was far from over, and greater trials awaited them. A story of friendship, courage, and hope *** the Two Towers was a tale of courage and friendship, of battles won and battles yet to be fought. It was a story of the unyielding spirit of those who stood against the darkness, even when the odds were against them. For in the heart of Middle-earth, in the hearts of Frodo, Sam, Aragorn, and all their companions, There burned a light that would not be extinguished, a light of hope that would one day bring peace to the land. And so the story continued, with the fate of Middle-earth hanging in the balance, and the promise of a final confrontation with the Dark Lord Sauron still to come.